anymore. You know why? I changed what I believed. And you will always have whatever you say. Whatever you say. So watch what you say about yourself. What do you say about yourself? When you look at the mirror, I don't care if it cracks every time you look. Stop saying you're ugly. That's the reason why the mirror cracks. Because you keep on saying it, you believe it, even the mirror on the wall is believing it. So every time you look at yourself in the mirror, say, I look good today. Diba? Now you might say, is that really going to help? You know, I need a facial. Well, maybe you need a facial, but that's beside the point. Okay? The thing is, you have to speak words of life about yourself to yourself. Watch what you say about your health. I don't care, with all due respect to doctors, and we do have doctors here, but with all due respect to doctors, okay, doctors are not the enemy, they just go by what they were trained, in school, but you gotta be careful what you say about yourself. See, cancer to God is just a word, okay? Headache is just a word. See, but when you say headache, we're not so scared. When you say cancer, we get scared. I don't know why we'll get scared of cancer when headache is harder to spell. See, listen, when Jesus, remember that time when Jesus was preaching in Peter's house and 4 men dug a hole up on the roof, brought down their friend, right? And then he spoke to the guy and said, your sins are forgiven. And all these religious people said, who is he to say your sins are forgiven? Only God can forgive sins. And then he turned to them and said, which is easier to say? Which is easier? To say your sins are forgiven you, or to say, rise up, get up from your mat, and walk? I mean, think about it. Which is easier? To say your sins are forgiven you, or rise up, take up your mat, and walk home? Now, most people will say it's easier to say your sins are forgiven you because you don't need any evidence. You can say your sins are forgiven you. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but you don't need any evidence. But you say, get up, go home. You need evidence for that. But listen to the question, which is easier? To say this or to say that? Both are easy to say. All God wanted was say something. The thing is, we look, and instead of walking by faith, we walk by sight. Somebody comes on the healing line, walking up straight, and you say, what can I do for you? He says, I have a headache, can you pray for me? Sure. And then somebody comes walking with crutches, missing one leg, looks really all sickly. We're scared to ask, what can I do for you? You'll say, Pastor Arnold, you pray for him. I'll go to this side. See, we get scared. Why? Because we're going by what we see. All we need to do is to speak words of life. Words are how we get things done. So be careful what you say about your health. Careful what you say about your family. Careful what you say about your kids, parents. Grabe, my kids, they're so stupid. They're so this. Stop saying that. Stop saying that about your kids. Hey, Pastor, look at the grades. Yeah, what are you saying about them? Look at the grades. Change your words. Remember this. No one is born stupid. No one. Tamad meron. Bobo, wala. There's no such thing as stupid, just lazy. No one is stupid. Tell your neighbor, he's talking about you. Careful what you say about your business. Careful what you say about your job. Careful what you say about your grades. Be careful what you say about your friends, about your finances. Be careful about what you say about your country. Be careful what you say about your national leaders, the president, the vice president. Are you blessing them or are you cursing them? Are you cursing our country by your words, or are you blessing this country? I'm not saying that you have to like everything that our national leaders do. I'm just saying what comes out of your mouth. What I tell my kids, well, I used to tell them all the time, now I don't have to anymore, is if you can't say anything nice, shut up. Turn to your neighbor right now and just say, if you can't say anything nice, shut up. No, point to them. Point to them. Be serious. Point to them. Say, if you can't say anything nice, shut up. You gotta say it like it's balutong, di ba? Be careful what you say about your national leaders. Be careful what you say about your company leaders, where you work, your boss at work. Be careful what you say about them. Be careful what you say about especially your spiritual leaders. Be very careful. Your cell leaders, your pastors, pastors of other churches. Be very careful what you say about them. Be very careful. Be careful not only what you say, but how you say what you say. The how is just as important. Let me give you a very quick way to test your words if they are worth speaking or sharing. Okay? 3 things. The first is called the truth test. Okay? The truth test. This is a question you need to ask yourself. Have you made absolutely sure that what you are saying is the truth about that person? Because maybe you just heard it from someone. You did not hear it from the person you are talking about or planning to talk about. You just heard it from someone. In other words, it's called schisms. In English, schisms. Right? Gossip. If you did not hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and you got it through another person, and you did not bother to verify as to the veracity of that story, it's called schisms. Now, it might be true. The problem is it also might not be true. See? That's the thing there. So you got to make absolutely sure, is what this person saying, or if somebody says, oh, you know what? I need to tell you something about X, whoever X is. So, okay, wait, first, before you say anything, have you checked whether what you're about to say is true about X? Have you heard it directly from that person? Is that the truth? If they say, well, I'm not so sure, I just heard it from, so then maybe you should not tell me. Because you're not even sure whether it's true or not. And you're going to tell me and make it sound like it's true, when in fact it might not be true. Another thing also about the truth test is to ask yourself is this: have you checked your heart on why you are sharing, or why you want to share what you're about to share? Have you checked your heart? Why do you want to do it? Maybe what you're saying is true, but are you the right person to talk about it in the first place? See? In other words, it's possible you don't have the K. You know what K is, right? Karapatan. See, you may not be the right person to even say it. So checking your heart can be tricky because you might engage in what we call holy chismis. Actually, I'm just sharing it with you because I want you to pray for this person. Yeah, right. Then why not don't share it with me and you just pray about that person? No, I need a prayer partner. I just need someone to agree with me. Be very careful. Be very careful. If you hear something negative and then you find out it's true, pray for that person instead of sharing it with someone else.